Joe? Mr. Joe?
So that's a McDonald's employee in Georgia mistaking Bill Clinton for Joe Biden. As the 42nd president of these United States campaigned in the town of Noonan on Sunday in support of Kamala Harris. William Jefferson, of course, is no stranger to electioneering beneath the Golden Arches. Having visited a downtown Little Rock, Arkansas McDonald's so many times in the early 90s as governor and presidential candidate himself, the damn store dedicated a plaque to him. And McDonald's restaurant happens to be receiving lots of attention in the 2024 election cycle too. And not because McDonald land carries enough electoral votes to push a winner past 270. Kamala Harris has made her past McDonald's employment a noteworthy line item on her resume in a run for president, even mentioning her time as a student manning the fries and ice cream at Mickey D's back in a 2019 video.
And if we want to talk about these golden arches being a symbol of the best of America, well, the arches are falling short.
That clip was actually released long before the Golden State raised the Golden Arches wages, with the mandatory $20 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers put in place as of April 2024. And Harris has continued using her experience working at McDonald's as a means of connecting with the working class. Believe it or not, about a year ago, McDonald's claimed that 1 in 8 Americans have worked at a McDonald's restaurant at some point, and even released this now sold out 1 in 8 alumni jacket honoring one-time crew members for $185. But there's one person who probably thinks that KH on there should not stand for Kamala Harris. And it doesn't. It's for artist Kendall Hearns. And the man who's casting doubt on Kamala's McPloyment is Donald Trump, as part of his own quest to become our nation's top McCheese. Snopes points out Kamala's employment history here is unproven, but is highlighted recently by the Washington Post, which itself tried to find some evidence of Harris salted fries. They point out that the franchise nature of McDonald's restaurants and the pre-digital world of 1983 makes it kind of hard to pinpoint someone holding down a summer job 40 years ago. Mr. Trump, of course, is a well-documented McMahon, and not just because he's passed the stuff out in the White House. Him and Ronald share an affinity for makeup, and he's even hawked Big and Tasties with the Grimace himself.
You're a man of few words. I like that.
From this excerpt from Fire and Fury inside the Trump White House, the book's author claims Trump has a long-time fear of being poisoned, and he likes to eat McDonald's because nobody would know he was coming and the food would be pre-made safely. Perhaps that's why Don Jr. is out there claiming his dad knows the McDonald's menu better than Harris. And maybe even explains why the guy who's reportedly canceling interviews and too exhausted to campaign might be gearing up for a lower stakes career. As a CNN reporter claims, he'll be working the fry cooker on Sunday at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania. It's not yet clear how Mr. Trump might dress up for this occasion, though given that his sprawling blonde garden isn't always fully tamed by one of his caps. Based on McDonald's food handling policy, hairnets may be required for hairstyles that do not fit completely under the hat. But hey, no matter who becomes the next commander-in-chief, should they ever choose to swing by Guantanamo Bay in their spare time, maybe they can put those fast food skills of theirs to work at the naval base's Cuban outpost. Anyway, yeah, another weird week down and coming up in this fine nation of ours. I'm Greg Ott, and this is your news refresh, where every week we scour the internet's freezer for the best weird, interesting, and funny news stories, fry them and salt them all up, and serve them to you in a beautiful, delicious value meal like this. Today we've got everything from the hole that swallowed Olivia Rodrigo to the pumpkin that absorbed a cop. And before we get going, give us a like and a hot subscribe to get more stuff like this in your feed each and every day. Thank you. And with that, it's time to weigh in.
2471.
Yeah, 2,471 pounds. The weight of the winning pumpkin at the 51st World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in California's Half Moon Bay on Monday. Clocking in at practically a full moon itself, this gigantic gourd, overseen by this man in a stylish pumpkin jacket, only bests its closest competitor by a mere 6 pounds. But this actually marks the 4th giant pumpkin win for pumpkinist Travis Ginger. Sorry, Linus. And while his 2,471 pound beauty clearly triumphs over his Ozempic-sized winner from 4 years ago at 2,350 pounds, it's no match for his 2,749 pound beast from last year, which even earned a spot in Guinness World Records as the heaviest pumpkin weighed when presented. Not only does the first place pumpkin win $9 per pound, so in this case $22,239, but the winner also gets 2 nights at the Ritz-Carlton, a role in a local parade, a jacket, and an official Pumpkin King Champions ring. So yeah, if you've ever dreamed of earning that kind of bling but don't have any NFL prospects, time to get some pumpkin seeds. Speaking of massive pumpkins, take a look at this. Here's a giant pumpkin absorbing a police officer. Yeah, on Monday in Ohio, Bay Village police were dispatched over a runaway pumpkin, seen here in the middle of the road before it rolls over the cop who got on the scene. He eventually emerges unharmed and with a smile on his face, radios for backup.
It's gonna be tough to move.
The thing blows around some more before another cop arrives and it blobs over both of them. And eventually, with the help of the homeowner, they were able to get this airy gourd out of the middle of the road. The police department said that no officers or pumpkins were harmed. And in their Facebook comments, Walter Harper said, "That's funny." Bianca Solduritich wrote, "As funny as this is, it's also a good reminder to deflate your decorations during a wind/storm." And Dominic Cancellieri replied to her, "Okay, Karen, thanks for your service." So Olivia Rodrigo fell through a hole in the stage during a concert in Australia on Monday. She emerged from the trapdoor and acknowledged she was okay, with the same type of class once displayed by Kelsey Grammer, who Frasiered into a cutout at the edge of a stage at Disneyland back in 2005. In spite of Sideshow Bob's polite composure, he told the Jim and Sam show a few years back he actually got pretty hurt.
Like I said, this is worse than any motorcycle accident I've seen.
Fortunately, Olivia and Kelsey both seem to be okay now, and there are some fortunes that are worse than falling through a hole in a stage.
You want to bet on a dude f***ing an alligator? Money plane.
It's really cool to see the look at kids and adults faces when they see these cars, and you see something kind of come alive, especially in kind of little old Muskegon.
This guy in Michigan is driving a 1986 Plymouth Junkerola, aka Homer Simpson's car. Now, it's not Homer's actual car, as The Simpsons is a cartoon, but it is a damn near perfect replica of the pink Simpson family sedan, complete with dents, an antenna, and a dashboard donut.
There's no manual. You just got to kind of do a lot of research and kind of wing a lot of things.
So this guy named Tim, a real estate agent and part-time mechanic who built this thing, actually made another one of these replicas before that someone ended up snatching up once they saw this.
And I was just more or less showing it off. I said, it's not for sale, I'm just showing off the car that I built. And he reached out and he said, I gotta have that thing.
If you want to see this thing in person, Tim just made a deal with the Volo Car Museum in Illinois to put this on display. And if he's looking to embark on another Homer project, maybe he's the guy who could turn this one into a success. Hey, before we keep going, please just take 1 second and subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh here on YouTube. It really helps the algorithm put this stuff in more people's feeds, and we all want that, right? Of course we do. Okay, a lot more weird shit went down this week, so take a look at these headlines. America's Best Restroom is officially at a gas station near the Salt Lake City airport. That's according to the 2024 Best Restroom contest put on by the Cintas Cleaning Company, which just throned this Maverick station at South 5600 West in Salt Lake City, Utah, as the best place in the US to rest your weary ass. This gas station was named the winner for this 23rd annual contest for its touchless fixtures, spacious stalls, and family-friendly features. So congrats to Maverick, and let's all pour one out for this first-class watering hole. In luxury science news, Prada and Axiom Space just revealed the design of a brand new spacesuit that NASA astronauts will wear in the Artemis 3 mission to return to the moon for the first time since 1972. If things go their way, these outfits will be over on the moon in 2026. And if counterfeiters get their way, maybe you'll be able to pick up a knockoff spacesuit from the sidewalks of Canal Street. There's a major scandal in the sports world right now surrounding the game of Conkers. This very old, very British activity where competitors try to break each other's threaded chestnuts. The Associated Press reports the 82-year-old winner of the 2024 World Conker Championships is being investigated for cheating last Sunday over allegations that he used a steel chestnut in competition play and not the regulation brown seed from a horse chestnut tree. The Guardian reports the winner, nicknamed King Conker, has denied cheating at Conkers and claims he carries a steel conker in his pocket for humor value. Speaking of cradling two balls, there's now plans to open a second Sphere in Abu Dhabi. There's no target date yet, but it's planned to be on the same scale as the Sphere in Vegas. But before you make plans to check out Shakedown Street in the Middle East, note that the State Department points out that in the UAE, possession of even trace amounts of illegal drugs, including in the bloodstream, can result in lengthy prison sentences of up to 15 years. So you may need to figure out how do you enjoy myself with a clear head. Oh, and Guinness World Records just announced that the world's largest pair of jeans unveiled in China are 250 feet 5 inches long. The California Highway Patrol just busted a driver in the HOV lane who'd placed this plastic skeleton in the passenger seat. HOV violation tickets can carry a minimum $490 fine in the state. And police warn that Halloween decorations don't meet carpool requirements, to the shock of, well, this guy. Burger King invites you to put 8 ounces of ranch on your Whopper. That's thanks to the Big Dip collaboration with the ranch heads at Hidden Valley, a side of dipping sauce with the capacity of a short Starbucks drink that became available for free this week at the Royal Food Joint with the purchase of a BK sandwich. They're giving these things away for a limited time in big cities like New York and LA, and if 8 times the ranch of a standard sized side isn't enough for you, time to go to Costco. Oh, and some guy in Greece was just convicted of causing a disturbance for going over to his neighbor's place and sniffing the family's shoes that were airing out on the front yard. The Associated Press says he's done this several times over the past 6 months, couldn't explain his behavior, and the judge imposed a suspended 1-month prison sentence. The guy was ordered to attend therapy, though it's not clear if he'll be required to do any soul searching. Finally, a candle's been canceled, as Bath & Body Works has just stopped selling and apologized for the design of this snowed-in fragrant candle, which Redditors have nicknamed the Clandle. Yeah, from Joe Bill Biden to shoe sniffing, it's been another weird week for a weird world. And we'll be back next week here in your news refresh with all things strange. Again, I'm Greg Ott, and let us know what you think of these stories in the comments. In this recent piece about scientists mapping the brain of a fruit fly, Walldog1079 just said, "We will never ever be able to recreate something that took billions of years to evolve." Damn, that sucks.